Hey everyone, welcome back with a new lecture with ISO 9001 2015 edition. And still we are in clause number 6, planning. In the previous lecture I have explained actions to address risks and opportunities, which is a new apply to this edition, and also how to apply this clause. And now is quality objectives and planning to achieve them. As I explained before, that you should identify or determine the context of the organization. What are the internal and external issues that can affect the quality of product or service provided to the customer, and also what are the interested parties relevant to the organization. To be able to determine the quality policy of the organization. And for this quality policy, you have different quality objectives, and the standard requires top management to establish quality objectives relevant to the organization, which should be measurable, quantitative, and timed, and there should be also documented information related to these quality objectives. So the organization shall establish quality objectives at relevant functions, levels, processes needed for quality management system. For each process inside the organization, you shall determine some quality objectives. These quality objectives shall be achieved to get at the end the high quality of your product or service provided to the customer, and that will enhance customer satisfaction. These quality objectives shall be consistent with the quality policy, because all of them under the quality policy of the organization. Quality policy, which is intentions and direction of an organization as formally expressed by the top management. And as you know that in the organization there are different type of policies: quality policy, safety policy, management policy, and other policies. All of them should be coordinated together to get at the end or to achieve the policy of the organization. But quality policy is the policy related to quality, and they provide the framework for quality objectives. Under the quality policy, as I said, under the quality policy you have different quality objectives for all processes inside the organization, and the quality objective is the result or the target to be achieved, and shall be measurable, quantitative, and time. There should be measurable. Means you can measure that objective. You can say I achieved this objective by 90% or 100%. So it should be measurable. And also time, you will achieve in a specific time, not open time. And also take into account applicable requirements. You should consider the customer and the regulatory requirement, and should be relevant to conformity of product and service. Yeah, it's very important. Quality policy, the main point or the main target of the organization to get the product or service which is conformed to the customer requirement, because that will enhance the customer satisfaction. And should be monitored. You should monitor that did you achieve these quality objectives or not. So as I said before, in the process approach you can do this, because you will separate all of your processes, and you will have leader for each process that he will monitor the quality objectives for each process. At the end you will achieve the policy of the organization, and should be communicated also, and should be updated as appropriate. If you find that you need to have another quality objectives that will improve the quality of products or service provided to the customer, and it will enhance the customer satisfaction also, that should be updated. And you should retain documented information to these quality objectives, and I will keep in the resources also documented information related to quality policy and the quality objectives. And to achieve the quality objectives inside the organization, you shall have a plan how to achieve these objectives. So when planning how to achieve its objectives, the organization shall determine what will be done, the objective itself. and what are the resources required, what do you need to achieve this objective, and who is the responsible person, who is responsible to achieve this objective. He can do by himself, or he can have his team to do this objective, and when it should be completed, the time when this objective can be finished, so it should be timed also. And the evaluation, you should monitor and evaluate. After that monitor, the leader, as I said, from each process, he shall monitor did they achieve these objectives or not, and evaluate it at the end, and that should be verified by the top management. So to achieve the policy related to quality for any organization, you shall, or the organization shall, identify several quality objectives. Each objective to be achieved shall be given to the responsible person who have the ability and the experience to achieve this as per the plan in the given time, on in the required time. And resources, all resources required to achieve this objective shall be given to him. And at the end, the result from this process, these are inputs. The results from this, or the objective, shall be monitored and evaluated by the top management of the organization. And to apply this clause, as I mentioned before, that you should have documented information for quality policy and quality objectives that I will keep in the resources. Quality objectives should be designed to be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based, and should be set at each level of the organization. For this point, it's very important to have process approach. In process approach, you will have different processes inside the organization. Each process will have a specific leader, and each leader will monitor to achieve the quality objectives for each process, and at the end, top management will evaluate did all of these processes achieve their quality objectives or not. Each person in the organization should know his responsibility. Each person in the organization should be engaged or involved in this process to achieve the quality objective. And KPI is very important. KPI, key performance indicators, can be used in this case. And in KPI, each person will have his quality objectives, and it will be measurable also, measurable, quantitative, and timed. And as I said before, that you should have a planning for everything inside the organization, even for changes. If you need to modify anything in the quality management system, you shall have a plan to do this. When the organization determines the need for changes to the quality management system, the changes shall be carried out in a planned manner, and they shall consider the following points: the purpose of the changes and their consequences. Why do you need to change in the quality management system? And also, if that the consequences, if that change will have a risk, negative effect on the quality of product or service provided to the customer, or opportunity for improvement, and you should know that this change shall be opportunity for improvement. And you can determine this, or you can do this after many years of application of quality management system inside your organization, because you will have the more experience, and you will know different opportunity for improvement, and in this case you can update in the quality management system. But you should, very important point, you should keep the integrity of quality management system. Keep the integrity of quality management system. That means that quality management system should not be affected by this change, and all related documents shall be changed. And this can be done by an experienced person, such as the quality manager or quality lead. He has the experience to make the changes in the quality management system, but to keep the integrity of quality management system. So in case of any modification from any process in the organization, he shall know that these changes, or he shall confirm that these changes will not affect the integrity of quality management system. And for this point, you can prepare a specific form, which is a deviation form. You will write in this form change or modification that will be done, and the process, in which process you will have this deviation, and also the purpose, why do we need to change, and it should be verified also by the quality lead or at the end by the top management. And also the organization shall consider the availability of resources. Do you have the resources required for this change or not? And allocation or reallocation of responsibilities and authorities, who will be responsible after this change. If you follow each step that I have explained before, and inshallah after that in this standard, and try to implement by yourself, and you will find also other resources that I will keep for you, you will be able to have a documented information for most of quality management system, and that will be easy for you to apply. So it's better to always implement for each step, then at the end you will have most of documented information prepared, and after that also you can share with your friends in the organization, and by brainstorming inside the organization you can have more documented information. That was the end of our lecture for today. Thank you and see you in the next lecture.